Hello super friends and welcome to DC TV Talk, and in today's episode we are going to be discussing and breaking down the future flash forwards that we experience in the premiere of Arrow Season 7, so let's discuss. I wanted to do this video a couple of days ago, but it just kind of got buried under all the other reviews that, were coming out for the other shows and the Superman news that came out yesterday, so I'm sorry it kind of took me a while to get to this, but I'm here to discuss it now. So, of course, at the end of Arrow Season 7, we got quite a big reveal where it turns out the character who has been appearing throughout the episode, traveling to Lian Yu, is actually Oliver Queen's son, William, in the future, who is meeting up with the older Roy Harper on Lian Yu. And this reveal blew all of our fans' minds, including mine. I was shocked. I couldn't stop thinking about it all day. I was literally just so bewildered by the entire thing. Like, if you saw my review, I kind of went on about it for like 5 minutes because I just couldn't stop, like, just talking about it because it was incredible. But this has got me thinking, what does this mean? What does this mean for the show? And what is this story? So my first major question with this is this replacing the flashbacks? Because obviously we know we're not getting flashbacks this season, we're not getting flashbacks anymore. We did get some flashbacks in Season 6, but not, to the same consistency that they were. So what I'm saying is, are we going to get a flash forward every single episode? Well, based on what Beth Schwartz has said, no, they're going to show up sort of every now and then, which I think is good. I think it's good to kind of tease that, because I feel like if we got this kind of, same flash forward every single episode, it would kind of become repetitive quickly. Even though I think it would have the star talent to hold it, because obviously I think Ben Lewis, who plays William's, really cool, and obviously I love Colton Haynes as Roy Harper, but I just feel like, going back to Lian Yu, it was quite a weird thing, so to do it all that much, I feel like it would kind of take away the mystery, because that's the thing, this is a huge mystery, so if we see so much of it, if we see it sort of once every week, that mystery just would kind of very quickly edge away, so I'm glad that we're not going to be getting too much of it. My next question is, why the hell is Roy Harper on Lian Yu? This is a huge mystery to me. What is Roy doing on Lian Yu? Now, we know this is 20 years in the future. We know this is 2038. This has been confirmed. So, what has happened in the space of these next 20 years that Roy Harper is now on Lian Yu? Because when you look at him, I had to look at a sort of high-quality image to kind of define this out, but Colton Haynes also released a picture of himself and Ben Lewis on the set filming on Lian Yu. He's wearing the Arsenal suit, but he's wearing like a tack vest on top of it. So he is wearing the Arsenal suit. So what is going on here? What has happened to Roy in the past 20 years to the point where, is he chosen to go here? Was he exiled? Like, what has he exiled himself, like Oliver did in Season 2? Like, what's going on with Roy? And what has happened to him throughout this time that has caused him to go to Lian Yu in complete isolation? Also, why is William searching for him? Because we know that he was going to Lian Yu and he was looking for somebody, the fisherman guy who took him there, saying, why would you want to come here? It's like, oh, it's not here, it's the person I'm hoping to find. And he finds him, he finds Roy. Why is he looking for Roy? Like, is he trying to get Roy to come back to Star City? Is he trying to get Roy to train him? I don't know. I think it's quite interesting that obviously William, he was specifically looking for Roy and he found him, but we still don't know what the intentions are. So I'm going to go try and tie this all together. Now, before I do all that, there's something I have to address about this theory, which is that I'm going to say, for the sake of this theory, that the new mystery copycat Green Arrow, it's Roy Harper. I'm going to say it is Roy Harper. Now, obviously, we haven't been confirmed who it is yet. We don't know who is under the hood. I still personally think it is Roy, because there's kind of no one else it can be unless they do a new character, which would be a really underwhelming reveal. It'd basically be the same as like the Vigilante reveal last season. So I feel like this has to be somebody important. And to me, it makes most sense to be Roy. And it's obviously, we know it's not John. It's not Diggle, so it's got to be Roy. So let's just say for this theory that this is Roy. So I believe this is going to play out that Roy was the Green Arrow, or he is the Green Arrow, should I say, while Oliver was in prison. Now, Oliver is obviously going to get out of prison around episode 7 or 8, so, who knows what's going to happen there? Who knows if he's actually going to take the mantle back, or if he's going to, say if this is Roy, that he's going to just allow Roy to be the Green Arrow. Because we haven't actually seen anything with Stephen Amell in the Green Arrow suit this season. Apart from the crossover, which is a completely separate thing, we have not seen Stephen Amell in the Green Arrow suit for Arrow yet this season. We haven't seen it. So who's to say that Oliver Queen actually takes the mantle back? Because when he gets out of prison, surely people are going to know that he's the Green Arrow. Well, people are going to know he's the Green Arrow, so why would he kind of take that mantle back? Especially because obviously he knows that obviously things are going on, so why would he do that? It just doesn't really make a lot of sense. Obviously, we don't know the circumstances of him getting out of prison just yet. We don't know if he's broken out, if he breaks out himself, or if he's let out on release. We don't quite know what's going on, but I just don't really see why it would be a smart decision for him to take up the mantle of the Green Arrow. Now, there is logic behind it in the sense that obviously he's in prison now, somebody is operating as the Green Arrow, and obviously everyone knows that this new Green Arrow is not Oliver Queen, so when he comes out, he could still take up the mantle, and people were just like, oh, well, we don't know if it's him, we don't know if it's new Green Arrow, or like who it was before, but we can't pin that down. So I feel like there's a lot of problems there as well, because again, people would still have to be watching Oliver Queen even when he's out of prison to make sure that he's not this new Green Arrow. So who's to say that Oliver actually takes back the mantle? So with that, we can assume that Roy is still the Green Arrow, and he continues to be the Green Arrow for many years to come. And with that, he is the protector of Star City, he is what Oliver was. So with that, you can assume that perhaps something happens, in Roy's Green Arrow career, where perhaps something just completely fails, he completely loses, like Oliver did at the end of Season 1, and he just exiles himself to Lian Yu, and then he's just gone. And let's just say in the space of those 20 years, Oliver Queen dies, leaving William without his father, and William is now looking to take up the mantle of the Green Arrow because Roy's gone, his dad's gone, there is no protector of Star City, there is no Green Arrow, so who better to take it up than the Green Arrow's son? So with that in mind, if Oliver Queen is dead, who can train William to be the new Green Arrow? Well, Roy Harper. So he goes and travels to Lian Yu to search out Roy to get him to train him to become the new Green Arrow in the future. Now, obviously, I've seen a lot of people point out that William could be this new Green Arrow and it's some sort of future time travel thing. I don't think it's that at all, just because Arrow very rarely deals with time travel and, multiple Earths and different timelines and things. It rarely deals with it. It doesn't really like to mess with that kind of stuff because it tries to stay as grounded as possible. So I'm going to say that William has gone to Lian Yu to find Roy to train him so he can become the Green Arrow in that time, in that future period. So I know all the things I just sort of said there were a little bit confusing and wasn't completely clear, so I'm just going to summarize here. So what's going to happen is Oliver never takes back the mantle and allows Roy to be the Green Arrow for the rest of his Green Arrow career. With that, something goes wrong in Roy's career and he gets exiled to Lian Yu, similar to Oliver in Season 2. In the space of that time, Oliver Queen dies, leaving Star City without any protectors. This inspires William to become the next hero of Star City, but he doesn't have anybody to train him because his dad is dead. So he goes to Lian Yu to find Roy to train him so he can become the Green Arrow and go back to Star City to become the hero that it needs. And that is sort of my theory there. And I know about my Oliver Queen dying theory. I know a lot of people will bring up the idea, oh, well, there was that Future Legends timeline where Oliver Queen was really old and he had the bionic arm and things like that. The thing is with that is, that's just more of a one-off fun type thing. I wouldn't really look into that too much, especially because that was a future possible timeline in the Legends stuff. So, technically that will probably never happen because it was a future possible timeline that the Legends then changed. So I don't really feel like that will ever happen. And, with this whole idea of William becoming the new Green Arrow, kind of becoming like the Connor Hawke type thing, a lot of people will say, oh, well, Connor Hawke was in Legends, it was John Diggle's son. Again, I just don't really feel like that's going to happen. It's a different timeline. That was a thing that was fixed, it was different, so I don't really feel like that can really come into play. I also feel like this is going to show a lot of symmetry, because I do believe that Roy Harper is going to show up in the present day storyline, because like I say, I believe he is this new Green Arrow, in which case, obviously, Colton Haynes is a series regular this season, and, he can't be a series regular if he's just showing up once every couple of episodes in these flash-forward scenes. He has to be, in every episode, or, in the majority, if not all. So he's going to have to show up, in my opinion, in the present-day storyline, so I feel like he's going to be there as well. But what do you guys think about this theory, and what are your theories about all these flash forwards and future timelines? Let me know everything about it. Like I say, it's quite confusing, and I'm sorry if my explanation was a bit rough around the edges. Hopefully I summarized it well at the end there, but make sure you let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. It'll help me out a lot. And share this video with anyone and everyone you know who loves DC TV and get them to join the community. And as always guys, please subscribe for all of your latest content on Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and Arrow. And with all that said guys, I hope to see you again in my next video.